is honestly one of my most favorite ones ever. I remember when I first began to anticipate this game a lot. Like, I saw videos about, like, the game, like, I saw that there was, already a Japanese version released, and I was wondering if they might release it in the West. And so they did. And it's honestly a really great game. You got all the different characters to talk to, and then you also get to, like chat with the characters and learn more about them and whatnot, but the real deal is the story for this game. That's where I was really interested, because they actually, it has it where, their digital baby or child, whatever, the Yuki character, or not Yuki, Yui, that's what I meant. They actually had it where she would be the more like she would be the focus point of the story, where she would actually get kidnapped. And I won't say by who, I'll just say mysterious figure. And the story was pretty interesting because it put some interesting moments in it, especially towards the end. But yeah, it has like the obvious crossover, Excel World versus Sword Online, and you get characters from the Excel World series and SAO teaming up in a game, and I liked it a lot. At first, you had to fight like at first you were put into scenes where it's Excel World characters versus SAO characters, so it's not like they completely disregard the title. They actually do regard it, and they implement it into the story, so I thought that was pretty good. I don't remember how long ago I've played this game, or last played or whatever, and I don't remember how long it took me to beat it, and I don't know what save file this was at all. It might have been the one that I beat the game first on, and I know I have one that was specifically for the streams back then, but I never really played this game like that much on stream, so this will be a treat for you guys to showcase one of my favorite things about SAO is this game entirely. Those thighs, man, those thighs. But this game is honestly my most favorite out of all the Sword Art games, whether it's a mainline game or a spin-off, which I want to regard it as a spin-off, since there doesn't really seem to be a connection between it and the mainline entry games. Honestly, this game is like one of my favorites because the story was really great. I liked it a lot. The music was great, the characters were interesting, aside from Kirito, of course. But the gameplay was also pretty fun. And then they even fixed the lock-on system in this game from Lost Song. And basically, this game, like, honestly, is my most favorite out of all the SAO games that have been released. I don't count the mobile games, those aren't real games. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Mobile games are fake. They don't exist. To me, anyway. Of course, they're real, obviously, but I mean, they don't exist because they're not real to me. They're not real games. They're just stupid time wasters on your phone. Real video games are what's on video game consoles and PCs, aka computers. That's where I believe video games are really at. Not some stupid mobile device that you talk to people on. Yeah, you get your basic things like your JRPG stuff where you gotta enhance weapons or figure out what kind of weapon it is, whatever, like the appraisal system, I mean. And you can also transform weapons and stuff like that. And what's really interesting about this game, though, there's some pretty good weapon types you get. Your pretty simple ones like your sword types, or you get like a bow and arrow type. There's also like a staff one. There's also the claw type, or the punching type, whatever it was, brass knuckles, whatever you want to call it. There's also an axe weapon, double-handed swords, staffs. And by staffs, I mean like not lances, but like spears or something. I don't know. But the characters in this game are really well written, and I like the artwork. It's great artwork. The music, I like it as well. And I've always, ever since that one day when I was playing DC Universe Online. By the way, trash game. I don't like that game that much. And plus, it didn't really explain things that much to me, so I couldn't really figure things out that much. I eventually learned them, but yeah, going off topic. But anyway, I was on DC Universe Online one day, and my friend Adrian on PlayStation Network, him and I were talking or whatnot. I was playing the game, and he then brought up that fact that there was an SAO game, and he said that it was called Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment, or Re-Hollow Fragment, because it was the remastered version for PS4 because it originally released on the PS4. It originally released on the Vita, I believe. And
Nani? Nanka you ka?
It was honestly my
Mada nanika aru no ka?
SEO games, and I forgot what part I got to in the anime. But yeah, so I got into the SEO games, right? And it was through that day when my friend Adrian told me about Re-Hollow Fragment, and it was a really interesting game. I thought it was pretty cool. Graphics suck ass, I'll admit that. Graphics are bad in that game, textures, character models are ugly, and it was a 2014 game, and I was surprised, like a 2014 game? This does not look like a 2014 game. Very below average, but it was obviously a Re-Hollow Fragment that I was playing, so obviously it would still look weird, even though it would have upgraded graphical stuff.
I don't know what
I'm doing at shop. Seriously, I haven't played this game for a year, I think, like maybe a couple years. I don't know how long it's been. But note that if I mess something up, it's because I have not played this game for a long time. And I missed this game. And sadly, it was only a digital game. It still is a digital release only. I would have gotten the physical, but when I got this game, I wanted that very special version, because this was going to be the game that would fix all my problems with the second game in the SEO series of games, Lost Song, which that game had an atrocious lock-on system. I mean, seriously, every time you press the lock-on button, you would then be locked on, right? But then if you try to move your camera in a specific direction to get a better angle of the fight, you would actually change what your opponent was with the lock-on system. So it was very broken. And there's other games that did that too. But in Lost Zone, it was really freaking bad. Like, you have no idea. But yeah, so this game was... It also has characters way better in this one. And the characters can Holo Fragment was my very first entry. I had never played the original Holo Fragment. I played it on PS4, and I still own it. Now, if you guys know me about SAO, then you already know my history with Beta Bullets. Which I urge you guys to check it out. Even a step down because that's what I felt like it is if it has the DLC, not a special expansion. Season pass, and then the release and expansion separate from the season pass also released the season pass, so about that. And now I tend to not recommend Fatal World to anyone. But anyway, Re-Holo Fragment was my first entry. I still have still in the game. Sword Art Online games, especially with Re-Holo Fragment and onward, is that they each had at least one exclusive character. It was exclusive to their game. Billy would be one of these characters, and I'm not sure if I'm going to know this thing. I don't know when Sword Art Online Progressive released. So, if I get something wrong, which might be a little real game exclusive in the Sword Art Online games, but anyway, all Sienna is more of a different character. Dude, the game, everyone dies in this one. Yeah, she ends up getting introduced to in the first game. And I'm not even paying attention. This is while I'm waiting for the character to take why didn't I lock on? Oh shit. Oh. So the first thing Re-Holo introduced Cena, and very early on. Filia was the first exclusive character in the games, I believe. Because from what I saw, she pretty much was, and still is exclusive to the games. And she was the first new character of the SN series to be introduced in the game, in the very first game. I do not want to hit you.
ピンチかも。負けないで。やっやっはっ。
This. I'm gonna have to do something. But yeah, the first game I thought the combo was pretty interesting. Party system worked pretty well, and you could actually play it with like a bunch of like AI teammates or random players in the lobby system for the game, which you could take many different party members. I think up to like 7 other party members. The player or party member or whatever, and you could go out with your buddy or like AI teammates and actually go to battle with them. That I thought was pretty cool. And you could have a bunch of players or AI teammates with you, however you did it. But the great thing about the SOO games is that they actually allow character creation. But your character wouldn't actually be referred to as an original character. It would still be referred to as character, even if you went with the female option for being the original character that you want to create. The sad part about the character creation system is that in Lost Ark, they butchered it to all hell. They would not allow any customization except for names, and that's it. And the role was awesome. Like the Lost Ark games. And the roles in that were bad. Real bad.
いっちゃうよ。これで決める。はあ。悔しいよ。嘘。大丈夫ですか。もっと強くなってリベンジです。
Yui, shut up. But yeah, the character creation system in the first Sword Art Online game was decent. It's not the best, obviously. But I thought it was pretty interesting. But, yeah, so the first game, I haven't beaten it yet, so I can't really say much on it. But I remember I was trying to grind through each boss like crazy, and that I was doing. But then when I began playing the game online with my friend Adrian, who got me introduced into the game, we had a tough time in the freaking online dungeon that we went into, and it was so difficult. We'd go into private lobby, right? And then we'd actually like we'd pretty much get fucked over hard, because these enemies are like tough, but we can nail a good amount of their health. It's just that sometimes they'd be too fast with their like attacks, whatever. And we would learn this map from like flooring to flooring, wall by wall, corner by corner. We would learn this map, but it was so freaking tough. Like, we were still trying to grind it later on and on, but we just gave up because it was like, oh. And I'm not doing any of those quests. But yeah, so the game was like really good. Like, I felt like Re-Hollow Fragment was interesting, and obviously I hate the SEO anime. I don't know about the manga. I'm sure it's a little better, but yeah, um, or novels, whatever it is. But first SEO game I thought was pretty interesting. Now, moving on from Rehollow Fragment to Lost Song. Lost Song is where I began to see improvements. Magnetic, I have stopped playing Fatal Bullet actually on my channel. The last video I did of it was like a stream where I ranted about the game, and then I just ended up forcing myself to trade the game in, and I'll get the game again, but on the Switch, not the PS4. I might get it back on PS4 someday, but I'm not sure, but it's a game I really don't like. So yeah, I don't recommend Fatal Bullet too much, personally, but if someone else out there wants to get it, I appreciate that decision of theirs. That's just fine to get it, if they want it. But, for me, I didn't like Fatal Bullet that much. After playing it for a year, I was too tired of it. It was so damn repetitive. I did not like the story at all. It was a really likely story. And to answer your first question, this game is Excel World versus Sword Art Online. And this is my most favorite game in the series. I gotta figure out how I swap characters. Yeah, sure. I don't mind. I mean, that's why my PSN is on my channel. You're welcome to add me at any time. It's literally the exact same as my channel. But yeah. Excel World vs. Sword Art Online, which is what this one is, my most favorite SEO game out of all the SEO games, hands down. If I had to choose one, it'd be this one. I would live or die for this game. This is my most favorite SEO game out there. And let me go ahead and accept your friend request real quick, Magnetic. So you're going to be seeing a blue screen right about now. I guess it didn't send or something. Well, I'll check it later. I guess it just didn't send. But okay, so L1 plus R1 is how to change your code. Okay. But yeah, I haven't played this game for a long time, so excuse me if I do something. But yeah, Lost Song, going back to that, I thought it was a really interesting game. I like the movement system, which is really cool. I like being able to fly in video games. I think it's really cool. And you can fly up to a certain limit, of course, but early on in the game would be a downfall to where you wouldn't be able to fly too high in the sky because there would be a specific limit. But later on, as you progress in the story early on for each map, you'd be able to basically take out this limitation that would actually be the thing, eliminating you being able to fly in the yeah, Lost Song, I loved it, but after a while, stupid air conditioning. After a while, I kind of fell off of it because I had already beaten it and checked everything. But I thought it was still a good game, and I liked what it accomplished, but the character creation system and sort of song was not even a character creation system, it was just an avatar setup system, where you just play as one of the NPC characters. And you obviously use which being you would also have to choose its role, but the avatar to be, and you choose like whether like to be water type, like Crimson, Antek, whatever it is. I forgot. Yeah, so it was very like it was a character creation system. It was very, very bad, and it didn't really have any customization whatsoever. Honestly, that game was very disappointing in terms of character creation, and it would even gender lock the roles that you choose from. So technically, you would be able to choose what gender you were. Either if you wanted to go with the fire fairy type in that game, you would be stuck with the male gender instead of being able to switch between male and female. So I thought that was very good. And story, it was alright. But moving on to Hollow Realization, that game was pretty interesting. Hollow Realization took things a bit further. Like the competition, I actually purchased it like during Christmas, like a season of Christmas during 2016, and it released during 2016. So ever since I've been following I'm still the story of the Alicization arc and the anime manga, but it's gonna be connected to the games in any way in terms of the story, which I hope it won't be, because if they connect the anime storyline to the game, that's gonna ruin it. I'll do that real quick. It's just I have a specific mic. Is that good right now? I don't really have any other way to set it up. But yeah, okay, good. And I encourage you to get the this game, Excel World vs. Sword Art Online. But note that it's digital only, so if you want to get this game specifically, I'm not sure what the price is at right now. I think it might be like $30 to $60 or something. Well, it's currently on the Vita and PlayStation 4. I don't know about PS3 though. But this game, get this game. It's really cool. The story is better than any other SEO game out there. And you get to play as both Sword Art Online characters, whether you like them more, or the Excel World characters, which I like them more. And the gameplay is pretty fun. You can fly around in these huge, like, really cool environments. Like, you get this meadow kind of area where all these cities from the Excel World are merging into the Sword Art Online world. It looks really cool. And yeah, it looks really awesome. I agree with you, Magnetic. It's a really fun game. That's why I'm streaming it. If I didn't like this game, I would be shitting on it. But yeah, this game was like one of my favorites because I hate SEO, but the SEO games were always appealing to me because they piqued my interest, mainly with Rehal the Fragment, and that's how I got into the series, the very first game. And I got into the very first game because of a friend of mine on PlayStation Network. And I met that friend of mine on PlayStation Network through Mortal Kombat, when we were dissing each other and bitching at each other on Mortal Kombat 10 that night. I still remember that. And if I hadn't met the one guy who I met my friend Adrian through, then Adrian and I never would have met, and I probably never would have found out about the SAO games until they got more of a wider reach later on. So you see, it's a butterfly effect, you know? But yeah, this game, you can have ground movement and air movement. And the cool thing about some like of the Excel World characters, they can actually kind of float or hover a little bit on the ground, and I think that looks really cool. And if you see at her feet, like she's actually like cutting the grass a little bit or like moving it around. I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, I like this game a lot. And what? You know what? Screw this air conditioning, man. Sorry, my air conditioning is really annoying to me. Screw this character or air conditioning, I mean. Yeah, the SEO characters can fly. The red-haired character that you're looking at right now, which is her name is Rain. She's an SEO character exclusive to the games. And since you weren't here earlier, I'll re-mention this. There's each SEO game has their own exclusive characters, not just Fatal Bullet or this one, but the other ones too. And they're really cool. You got ones like Philia, Straya, Rain. I'm not sure if Argo is exclusive to the games, because she's also in Progressive, so I'm not sure if she was in the games first or in Sword Art Online Progressive first. So that part I don't know. But the SEO games, each and every one of them have at least one exclusive character to their franchise, and I think that's pretty cool. And the SEO games have always sparked an interest in me, and I've been loving them ever since. I have enjoyed my time with them, besides Fatal Bullet. And this game, I feel like well, not this game, but Hollow Realization was really good because the combat was more updated. It felt more appealing. It felt like it was more smooth and everything in every way. And they pretty much made the upgrade of the combat system in Hollow Realization, and I feel like that game had a great combat system. And they even improved on some of the things that Hollow Fragment had, such as the combat system itself, and how skills will be performed, and the timing for some of the attacks. It genuinely felt like a better game over Hollow Fragment. And basically, Hollow Realization was honestly a great game. I like that one too. But I traded in recently because I want to bring all of my SEO games over to the Switch when they all get on there one day. Because if no one has noticed, Fatal Bullet is on the Switch now, which I'm going to be getting at some point. If I will keep getting knocked down. But, oh, fuck. What the hell? Hold on. To answer your question, I don't remember, like, I'm pretty sure I got the game day one or within the first week of its release. I'm pretty sure that's when I got it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when I got it. Its first release window, like its first release week, was when I got it. And I got the special edition, or whichever version it was, because I really wanted to get this game day one. Or I think it was like just getting the game like within the very first week of its launch, because if players did that, then they would get like special content in the game, which I ended up doing because I wanted this game badly. I remember, I think I might have seen Excel World before getting into this game, and knowing that they were making this game and that it just released, I was ecstatic. I wanted this game, and I love this game now, and I'm so happy I got this game. Sadly, it's digital only, because I'm a physical person, but if it has to be digital only, then it's gotta be digital only, that's fine. I just wish it was physical, because then I'd be able to put it on my wall of beautiful games that shall never be forgotten by me. Because this game's awesome. And sorry if I sniff too much, I tend to do that without realizing. But the SEO games, like Hollow Realization specifically, I feel like it's a really great game because its combat was really well done. It was better paced, more smooth and well formatted, more so than Hollow Fragment. And I feel like that game was just genuinely a great game because of all of its improvements over Hollow Fragment. Now we get to my baby here. The in Hollow Realization, the story was okay. God, what the hell is up with this difficulty? Or maybe it's that I haven't played this game for a long time, but yeah, this game is like honestly one of my most favorites. Because, well, not wait, actually, ooh, shit. Wait, which game? You mean this one, Excel World versus Sword Art Online, or are you trying to get Hollow Realization? Because if you want to get this one, this is the one I still have because it's digital only. But if you want to play Fatal Bullet or Hollow Realization for me, like with me, I have to repurchase the game. Okay, so this one, yes, Excel World vs Sword Art Online, I recommend a lot. Get this game, you're gonna enjoy it. If you aren't too interested in the SEO storyline, you're gonna like this game more, a lot. I feel like it's a way better game because of its mechanics. I feel like the gameplay is more interesting, and art style is way better than the other games as well. And the character dialogue was pretty good, and the story actually put me to tears almost, which is something that an SEO game can never do, or SEO can never do, is put me to tears almost, which this game did. And this game has a great story, and it actually utilizes some great stuff, and keeps things consistent with like the ability to have like SEO characters and Excel World characters facing off each other, or like facing off against each other in like specific story missions and whatnot. And I'm gonna do some real quick. Hold up, and then I'll go back to my story. Hold on one second, I hear badass music. Hold on. I'll be right back, Magnetic. Hold on. Okay, I am back. I'm sorry about that. Okay, hold on. I can't hear anything from my TV right now because my HDMI keeps cutting out the audio again and again. But yeah, so back to my story. Excel World vs Sword Art Online, and I'll go back to the others later. And if you want to know my review on Fatal Bullet, like my thoughts on it, I recommend you go watch the review I have on my channel. And I think it's under my video game reviews playlist. I might be wrong, I don't remember. But yeah, I do want you to check out that review if you want to know my thoughts on Fatal Bullet. But which this game, Excel World versus Sword Art Online. It's sad that it's digital only, because it would have done great physically. I feel like this is a game that would appeal to a more wider audience because of the Excel World characters mixing in with the SEO world. And you would actually have all of the maps in the game merging with both the Excel world and the SAO world, and it was really freaking cool. I mean, look at this. You get all the like city buildings from the virtual game world from Excel world in the STO game world, and I think that's really cool. And it also has like the time kind of thing, because Excel world characters are a future kind of year or whatever, where SEO is more behind on that. Yeah, this game, Excel World vs. Sword Art Online, is sadly digital only. And I wish it was physical, but it's not. I don't know what just happened with my sound. Hold on. But yeah, I do want you to try this game out. It's a great game. Like, I don't care what price point this game is at, like whether it's $20, $30, $40, $50, or $60, or $80 for that matter. This is a great game. I like this game the most out of all SEO games because its combat's really fun. It doesn't really feel too repetitive. And you can even switch between characters on the fly by pressing both the L1 and R1 buttons. And you also get a pretty good story to boot. It may not be the best story in the world, but it's by far the best out of every SEO game. And I really like the map designs. There are enemy designs that get like recycled over and over, but that's been a thing with the SEO games since the first one, so I'm not gonna fault this one for that. But I will say that if you hate SEO as like an anime series or whatever it may be, get this game, because this will change your mind about the games. If you hate SEO but you want to try it out anyway, I recommend starting with the games instead of the anime and manga. It's one thing I will always push on my channel, because if I had not discovered the SEO games since Holofragment, I would have a different opinion on them or SEO as a whole, and I would still hate SEO no matter what. But it's a series I do want to enjoy, and thankfully I can with the games. But screw Fatal Bullet. Screw that game. I hate that game. But Excel World vs. Sword Art Online, it's a great game. I really like the combat. You can also go down with different levels, like of the altitude and whatnot, and you can just fly around in an open world. Well, not too open. There are like basically the map barriers, of course, but it's nothing too crazy. I mean, that's what you gotta expect from games like these sometimes. And this game I really enjoyed because the combat was great, characters were interesting, music is awesome, NES here as always, and the art direction in this game specifically I really love, and the ability to swap characters on, which is crazy because like when they announced that you could swap characters on the fly, bro, I was ecstatic. Like, dude, I could swap between 3 of my favorite characters from both SEO and Excel World in one go, just by the press of 2 buttons at the same time. I could switch between Rain, Lux, and Kuroyuki Hime, aka Kuroyuki Lotus, which is one of her forms. Yeah, Fatal Boy can be good, but its combat system felt more repetitive than others in the games. Like out of the SEO in the series of the games, if you get what I mean. But yeah, this game was like really fun. I'm actually gonna go ahead and show you a different map, because I think you will like this map a lot, but I'll show you a different map. And sorry if I tend to breathe a lot, it's because I tend to do that when I talk. So if I have to pause and catch my breath, I'll be doing that. But yeah, this game has great combat. It's a really interesting story. It may not be or listened to in the SEO series. And the graphics look beautiful. Of course, some textures may not be too great, but they're passable, definitely. There's also online multiplayer in every SEO game, which is really cool. And it always seems to work fairly well. Unless you have AT&T for the internet service. Because AT&T likes to ruin everything, of course. I teleported to the wrong location. But yeah, this game I really liked a lot. Like, honestly, the combo is really fun for me. I love the combat in this game. And there was just something about it that I really liked. And this game is more so Lost Song, but revamped or more or less re-released as a different kind of like story or whatever. But I see it as it can be its own separate game in the series. And I do see it more as a spin-off. Do a second version of this game, it would be really cool. Yeah, this game deserves a sequel. I would love to see a sequel to this game. I would want to help you do that. It would be really cool to see a sequel. And as you saw right there, I found a hidden chest and I got one from it. And it's got a rare drop, halberd. And I gotta appraise it so I can learn what it is, specifically its name and its stats. And that's one of the mechanics that's always been in the SEO games. My favorite games, if it has to be stuff on PS4, whether it's exclusive or not, I'd say Yakuza 0 is definitely up there. Persona 5 is number one, no matter what. Valkyria Chronicles Remastered is my second most favorite on PS4. And it doesn't beat Persona 5 because Persona 5 is still the best game on PS4. Catherine Full Body I started playing recently, but that's like a more of a mature rated game, so not too many people played it. But I thought it was a pretty interesting kind of puzzle type game about like this one like 32-year-old guy like as an engineer trying to figure out his life, his love life or whatever. So that was pretty interesting. But if I have to say favorites, it'd be in the list of 5. Persona 5 as the best game on PS4, in my opinion. Valkyria Chronicles Remastered, which I have gameplay up on my channel in a playlist of its own, as well as the 4th game in the series, which is also pretty damn good. And I'd recommend both of them. And this game would also be within my favorites list, but I'm still having trouble deciding where, because on my PS4 account I have like 300 something games. I'm not even joking. Yeah, I have too many games. That's a problem. So I tend to forget what games I have. I've really been enjoying Code Vein recently, so that's one of them as well. The Spider-Man game exclusive to the PS4, that's definitely another game out there that I really love. It's a great game, got a really cool story, great costumes for the main character and stuff. And The DLC is also really good too. It's got a really cool story to it. Far Cry 5 is also one of my favorites. The Resident Evil 2 remake is also a game. I love that game. I had to trade it recently because I wanted to get not Code but it was to get a different game that I had coming in the mail at some point whenever they ship it out through limited run games. They're the ones that are shipping it out. But yeah, it was a pretty good game. Resident Evil 2 remake, great game as well. I definitely put it in my top 5 actually, not just my top 10. But yeah, those are some recommendations. RE2 remake, the Spider-Man game, Persona 5 #1 as always, Valkyria Chronicles 4, and Valkyria Chronicles Remastered. Mainly Valkyria Chronicles Remastered, and many others. And Code Vein, definitely Code Vein. That game I want to. In fact, I did a stream of Code Vein last night, which was like 6 hours long. And these skills in this game, like, they're so cool. And each character has their own exclusive skills that I like that a lot. Like, they have their own, like, exclusive kinds of skills. Like, Pete Lotus has her own dive kick kind of skill. It's really cool. I love it so much. Like, honestly, this game is one of my favorites. And, yeah, this game, I encourage you to get it, man. Like, honestly, I cannot recommend this game enough. It's one of those games. Alright, that's fine. Take as long as you need, it's fine. I'll still be I don't know how long though, it might be for hours on it, like usually in my stream anyway. But yeah, I'll still be But anyway, when it comes to which SEO game I would like when it doesn't come to Excel World versus Sword Art Online, then if I have to choose out of Hollow Realization, Hollow Fragment, Fate of Bullet, and Lost Song, I would have to choose Hollow Realization because that game's leveling system was a little better. Combat was more detailed and refined. The exploration was also pretty damn good, and the ability to have up to like 7 other AI teammates with you, and you could still customize your character, and it was better than Hollow Fragment, but there were still some downgrades to it. I thought Hollow Realization is, and still is, the best out of any SEO out there, but it does not beat Excel World vs. Sword Art Online, for me anyway. For me, Excel World vs. Sword Art Online is my favorite out of all the SEO games. Now, I can't really say anything on the upcoming Sword Art Online Lycerus, or Alicization Lycerus, or whatever it is. I cannot speak on that game because I don't know much about it other than that it's supposedly going to be following the storyline of the anime going by season 3. And the Hollow Realization is really cool. I like that one. That's one of my favorites as well. Yeah, this game I like better. I'd have to choose between Hollow Realization and Lost Song. I'd have to go with Hollow Realization. But if I had to choose between Lost Song and Fate of Bullet, between Lost Song and Fate of Bullet, it's kind of like a curve, because the one thing I had really wanted the SEO games was one of the SEO games would then later become a game based in the fun game online, and that's exactly what people got with Fate of Bullet, and that's exactly what I wanted Fate of Bullet. Before they even announced it, before anyone saw anything about it, that's what I wanted the next one of that game. I really wanted one of the SEO games to be based in the world. that's exactly what we got with Sword Art Online. And I was so happy to learn that it was complete trash. I hated Fable. I fell in love with it at first, but then it just grew to be aware of its huge problems, and it's very bad storytelling. It's very bad character writing, and the character creation system in Fable specifically was pretty damn good. I will give it. It was a pretty damn good character creation system, except there were too many preset options that I often feel like you were just creating a clone character in the game. So I feel like that character creation system missed an opportunity in that regard. But you would still be regarded as a character in the chat boxes and whatnot, like what characters would be saying to you as the character. You would still be regarded as a major character. Yeah, that's mainly why I got Fable when I was going, because I had wanted a game in the universe, and I thought it was really cool. But, the problem with the story in Fable is that things felt so inconsistent and boring, and they felt like they were so simple they didn't need to be dragged on in so many cutscenes. And the story felt so bad because, like, later on it regarded Kirito more instead of the main player, because then it would merge the storyline of Kirito trying to find out who Death Gun is in the anime of JGO. And I hated that so much. I can't believe they did that. And the story was very bad. It was really bad. Once I got the true ending, which took forever, it took me like a couple of months to even get it, like honestly. That game's true ending for the story was so bad. Like, I can't even process how bad it is. That's how bad it was. I still can't process how they can go so low with the story. They just ended up messing up that game. And yeah. But with Fable, it's like a story with Kirito, how he would be more involved than the player character at specific moments. I was really turned off by that. I felt like that was really terrible that they had to go and do that. And they even said in the trailers, the players' decisions would matter. We would soon find out that would not be true. The players' choices would never matter in the SEO game of Sword Art Online Fable. They never matter at all. Ever. None of them matter except the very last decision that you're given at the end of the game, which is the only decision that actually impacts the story. But it's done so poorly, it did not feel impactful in any shape or form. And the true ending requirements, I go over all that in my review. And I do repeat myself a lot in my videos, so don't worry about that, but yeah. Fable was honestly Fable, I wanted that game to be way better than it was. But man, Fable, it was a huge disappointment for me. I just grew tired of it. I grew to learn how flawed it was and how much I began to dislike the game. I still like the gameplay, but it was so repetitive. I grew so tired of it. And the DLC story was really lame as well. It was kind of better than a mainline story, but that was the only reason of why I regarded it in my review, and actually began to review the DLC as well in the Fable review. because the story in that game's DLC is way better than the main entry story. Which I don't know how that can happen in a game. That's just impossible to me. How can a DLC story in a game beat the story of the mainline entry story? That doesn't make sense to me at all. I felt that was just weird and odd that I happened. Which, like, honestly, it was pretty much like a fake RPG. Definitely. I never even thought of it that way. Kudos to you for that. Seriously, though, I never even thought about it like that. You got a good point though, it was pretty much a fake RPG. Not gonna lie, the Fateable did have some good parts, such as the character creation system, even though it had some major flaws. There were some cool parts about the character creation system, and the customization features for your character, and the ability to customize the colors on each piece of your equipment and what guns you had equipped at the time. I thought that was pretty cool for the game. The maps were pretty cool as well. I like the maps a lot of Fateable as well. They were pretty cool too. And with Fateable, the story was bad. The music was great. Characters weren't too great. But yeah. I don't like Assassin's Creed nowadays. I feel like it's just very different. I feel like it's not even true to its original form, and I wish that Assassin's Creed would actually go back to its original form, but they're not gonna do that. It's Ubisoft. They just want money on something new and filled with microtransactions. So I don't like Assassin's Creed anymore. My last favorite Assassin's Creed game was Assassin's Creed Syndicate. That game was beautiful. That's it. I was done with Assassin's Creed after Syndicate. I want to try Origins, but at the same time, I don't want to try it. It's just like, it's cool that they're trying to push out a new direction, but it feels like they're forgetting what Assassin's Creed was. It feels like Assassin's Creed is not even Assassin's Creed anymore. Just a clone of its former self, sadly. And that's what I think Assassin's Creed has turned into, and what it's always gonna be from now on. Ever since the stupid name that took away from Mario is for Assassin's Creed. Honestly, Assassin's Creed is just dead to me. I miss that series to death, and I can go back and play Black Flag and Unity, which I enjoy both of them, Unity and Black Flag. And honestly, I really don't know what to say about Assassin's Creed anymore, because that series just sucks now. I have the FZO collection digitally, paid $60 for it, not bad. I think it's pretty cool. Unity, I actually liked a lot. I liked the story in it a lot. It was a really good story in Unity. I felt like that was a really touching story. I liked it a lot. I also liked the gameplay, even though there may have been glitches in it. I never experienced those glitches in Unity, so I have to kinda contradict myself a little bit there, I guess, but yeah. Unity, I actually liked a lot. I loved it even. I loved the customization in it, how you could customize Arno, you could customize his weapons, upgrade them. Like, honestly, I loved Unity. I think you could customize his clothes actually, not the weapons. I had to correct myself there. But yeah. Unity was honestly my favorite before Syndicate came along. Once I got Syndicate, that game was amazing. But I don't have it anymore because I tend to trade my games all the time nowadays. But yeah, Syndicate was amazing. That was the last great Assassin's Creed game ever released. I don't know about Origins either. I want to try Origins, but at the same time, it's too skeptical to even want to try it. main story. Oof, that was a little bit wrong. Yeah, I don't like when people shit on Unity. That hurts me, man. I love Unity. I actually liked it a lot. Even when my friends I chat with every day, well, we used to chat with every day like, at school or whatever, and I like Unity a lot. And I am planning to get PS4 version someday so I can play with it and re-experience the game, because honestly, Unity, when I first got that on Xbox, when I got my Xbox One for Christmas of 2015, I had gotten the Assassin's Creed bundle because my grandmother had bought for me. And I got that bundle, and it came with both Unity and Black Flag digital. And I installed those, and I loved Unity to death. I loved it. I loved the takedown system. I loved the combat. I actually really liked the stealth system a lot too. Even though some of those mechanics, both the combat and the stealth system, were clunky a lot, I still enjoyed them. The story was also really great. Customization was really cool. I love how you could customize different parts and choose what parts of what kind of outfits that you'd want to use and how it would increase or decrease your stats of your abilities. I love that. That was really cool part of the I didn't even get issues with it either. I had nothing wrong with the game. Besides some maybe small parts, but that were it. But screw those tailing missions in all Assassin's Creed games. Screw those, I hate tailing missions, they're terrible. They never work. That we can all agree on. I hate tailing missions in video games, especially the Assassin's Creed games. They make sense, but they don't work. They don't work ever. And that's the funny part. They make tailing missions in Assassin's Creed games which should work, but they don't work at all. That's the funny part about them. Tailing missions are the worst in video games. Like, honestly, they're the worst. But in this game, each character has their own unique skill set, especially the Excel World characters. I find that to be really cool. Especially Kuroi, Lotus, or Black Lotus, whichever you want to like, which goes this game, she's a really cool character to play as, and I play as her all the time. Back then when I first got the game, she was my favorite to play as. I knew to unlock her first. It was so cool, and I love the Excel game. It's one of my most favorites, by far. And I know that the main protagonist is technically a pig in the game world, like in the hub world of the game, whatever that he goes into. But I didn't mind that. Yeah, the animations in this game are beautiful. This animation for a start of the stream is so cool. I love this game, man. God, this game's so good, man. Love it. I love this game so much. Honestly, I can't stop these skills. Cool. I love this game so much, man. Yeah, you have to get it, man. You're gonna enjoy the story. Even though SEO may not have the best writer in the world, I do think that this game has a really great story compared to the one in the first two seasons of the anime and the Gun Gale anime, as well as the other SEO games themselves. I think this story by far beats both. every season of the anime, except for Alicization, because I don't know anything about that, so I can't really speak on that. But everything else is a lot better in terms of writing. I recommend Kuroyuki Hime. She might pop up as Black Lotus. I'm not sure like what form she gives you in the game to play as with her in the game. Like when you first unlock her as a playable character. Because I haven't played the game for a while, to be honest. But once you get her, she has 3 forms. Let me see in the database. Okay, so Black Lotus, aka Kuroyuki Hime, is basically what she'll pop up as. I'm pretty sure it's Black Lotus. And then maybe later on you also get her other forms. But she's a really cool character, so I recommend playing as her. But yeah, this game I really recommend a lot. But I do recommend you play as Kuroyuki Hime or Black Lotus, whichever she pops up as for you once you unlock her. But yeah, this game I like a lot. Its story is a lot better than the anime story in seasons 1 and 2, as well as the Gangyo Online story in the anime. And the story in this game also, for me, beats the story in the other games, especially Fatal Bullet. Especially Fatal Bullet. And Fatal Bullet's story was really freaking fatal in terms of writing. It was so bad. Oh. But this game, you'll love this game. And when you get it, we can play it together, man. Because honestly, I need to get back into it. Honestly, I really do. And this game, like honestly, my most favorite out of all SEO games. I do not count the phone games; those don't count. The real games are on console. And this game, I can easily recommend to anyone that either hates SEO but wants to try it, or someone who likes SEO but isn't really sure about the games yet. This one I can recommend easily. But if you want to go in order from story, then it's best to go from Hollow Fragment and then work your way up. And the order of each game, I will type it in the chat, so I just have to get my phone set up on my channel so that I can go ahead and type the order of the games in the chat. But yeah, Excel World vs Sword Art Online is a great game. I can easily recommend it more than any other SEO game. Is it one of my favorites? Yes. Would I place it in top 10? Maybe. I'm still trying to decide that, because I still have a buttload of World of games to go through still. And so I'm typing the order right now. But yeah, the SEO games are honestly really cool. They each have their own unique quirks and whatnot. The writing in most of them may not be too great, but in this one, it's worth it. Very worth it. This game is very worth it, and I can easily recommend it. The story is pretty good too. Even though it may not be the best, I feel like this story is definitely worth it. I recommend it more than what the stories I've already recommended within the SEO universe. I don't know about the Alicization story though, that one I can't speak on too much. Okay, so the order goes from Hall of Fragment to Lost Psalm, Hall of Realization, Excel World vs Sword Art Online if you want to count that one as a mainline entry, but if you count Excel World vs Sword Art Online, then Fatal Bullet would be the fourth game if you don't include Excel World vs SCL. But for me, I want to include it because this game is amazing and everyone needs to play it. I love this game. But yeah, if in terms of story, if you want to follow the story completely, Hall of Fragment, Lost Psalm, Hall of Realization, and then Fatal Bullet. Excel World vs Sword Art Online is more of a spin-off, but if you want to learn more about the characters easier instead of having to go through a database, but you actually want to play with them and learn about the character while playing their game that they come from, then I do recommend playing through the other games first. I don't know why I just said actually. Excel World vs Sword Art Online, I do recommend. And if you do want to if you go backwards, I do prefer that you actually that you try out the order that I had mentioned. If you go from that order, you'll get a better idea of each character in the game and the story as well. And yeah, Excel World vs Sword Art Online is obviously my most favorite. But yeah, and this game honestly though is a great game. And I really like the map designs, they're really cool. And the enemy designs are pretty cool, but they do tend to get repetitive. And you also get a skill connect system too in this game, which is also pretty cool. Dungeon, I will find it. I think there's one I can go to. Trying to figure out where I could go to a dungeon because it doesn't seem any of them are open. There's one here. I usually do, yes, but if there is a time where I haven't uploaded or anything, it's probably because I'm just doing something else at the moment, or I just relax. Usually, yes, I stream often. That's the usual case. If it's a stream, most likely it's gonna be a 6 hour to 10 hour stream. Most likely. If it's a little less than that, then it'll probably be 3 hours. And this one will probably be up to 2 hours or 3 hours, I'm not sure. But it also looks like we have the same time zone. But yeah. In short, I usually stream often, yes. And they're long streams too. Check out the channel. I have some 7 hour long streams, 6 hour long streams, something like that. And thanks for listening. I'm now back at 89 subscribers because I don't know where the other ones went. But have a good rest of your night, Magnetic. I'll go ahead and accept your friend request a little later. I'm just gonna be finishing up with the stream. I'm not sure when I'm gonna end it though. I might end it at the 2-hour mark or whatever. But yeah, it was nice chatting with you. Glad to have you enjoy the channel. I hope you enjoy my videos. I put up already on the channel.